It's the Horn and Sports Guys Talking Wrestling from Super Bowl 57 Radio Row in Phoenix. Stu Myrick anchoring the coverage here. The luminaries and dignitaries coming to see us, and that includes my guest at this time. It's always good to see not only the chief financial officer or chief football.
You want to start over? Let's just start.
Not only the top chief football strategy officer for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He is the president and CEO of All Elite Wrestling, Tony Khan. How are you, Tony?
Great, Stu. It's great to see you, man.
Always a pleasure. Okay, I think I ask you this every time I get to talk to you. Update on when we can see Ring of Honor on our TV screens.
Well, it's going to be the Honor Club coming soon, and there's a lot of potential for the future of weekly Ring of Honor. Of course, AEW Dynamite every Wednesday night on TBS.
Absolutely.
And if you're listening to us, it's on tonight at 7 o'clock on TBS. It's taking place live in Laredo, Texas. We've been doing great shows all over the great state of Texas.
You just debuted in El Paso.
We just debuted in El Paso, and if you're actually if you're watching this online, we're on tonight on TNT from El Paso. Friday Night Rampage, 9 o'clock on TNT. And then if you're listening on the radio, it's Wednesday night, and Dynamite's going to be a big show. And I promise a great live show in Laredo. We've never done shows in El Paso and Laredo until right now, and it's great to debut in these great markets. And Texas has been so awesome. We've opened up so many cities, more cities than in any other state in the country so far, and I think it speaks to the great, loyal wrestling fans in Texas. And right here in Austin, you've got some of the loudest, best fans we've ever had. And that's why I promise that we'll keep bringing AEW to Austin often, because they are some of my favorite fans by far. Texas has a great tradition of wrestling, going back world-class championship wrestling and the Mid-South Wrestling, the Universal Wrestling Federation, different companies that have promoted there, and, of course, the major companies. And AEW being now one of the true worldwide national top wrestling promotions, I think, has opened up and done so many great shows in Texas. So I look forward to coming back to Austin. But it's not just the live events. It's also the TV business. You get great markets, and we get great viewership Wednesday nights on TBS, tonight if you're listening to us on the radio. Tonight on TBS, 7 o'clock, 2 hours, 7 to 9 of the best wrestling taking place right there live in Texas, in Laredo. And also Friday Night Rampage in El Paso on TNT every Friday night, and that's a big deal. So, the TV audience we get, the support, it's big, and, also the coverage we get, because what helps us is the media and people like you, Stu, that follow the wrestling and disseminate it and give the info out and share it with people every week.
We're so lucky that we get to interact with you and all the folks at AEW. Going to start house shows next month.
Yes.
Talk for a second about that. How excited are you to bring live events to some of the markets that may not see TV, or some, markets that they're still hotbeds for wrestling? Just talk about that house show movement that's going to start next month in Ohio.
Well, it's great. We have these great opportunities. We have a great team working on it. We've had great AEW live events. I've worked closely with Raphael Morphy and the team for a long time. And now we've had, on top of that, we brought on Double J Jeff Jarrett, who is one of the greatest minds in pro wrestling on the promotional side, but also in the ring. What a strategist, and truly still one of the best. And it's great to have Jeff Jarrett wrestling in big matches. And you see Jeff Jarrett out there almost every Wednesday night on TBS, like tonight, if you're listening on the radio, Double J, or Friday nights on Rampage, which is a tremendous show on TNT. And Double J's had great matches on Friday night too. So he's come in and been a great wrestler for us. I have so much respect for his mind in and out of the ring, in the wrestling side and also on the promotional side. He's had great impact on our live event business, and Jeff is a great person to have in my locker room, and I love working with him. But also the live event business, I think he'll add a lot, in the house rules is the next step. I started this movement, and that's why I enjoyed working with him on it. Raph and I put on an event with our team in Jacksonville that was actually our first quote-unquote house show.
I remember that. It was
the house always wins, and now it's become almost mythical because I've never released the tape. I'm waiting for the right time, but people still talk about, for example, the main event was a TNT Championship match with Darby Allin versus The Butcher. The Butcher ended up he was dominating the action. He ended up getting injured, and he had a hand injury that not only put him out of the music business where he's a big name, the Butcher, but also out of the tag team and wrestling business. It's great having him back, but Darby Allin during his first of TNT Championship reign. His second one just recently ended by the legend Samoa Joe, the king of television.
The king, we had to call him His Majesty during the Ring of Honor shows.
Yeah.
I love Jeff Jarrett. I always love talking to him. He's such a good man. Let's talk. Building towards Revolution coming up in March 5th at the Chase Center in San Francisco. I think I said Cow Palace once.
Well, no,
Chase
we're doing
Center.
the Cow Palace,
Palace.
the Go Home TVs.
Right.
Go Home Dynamite and Go Home Rampage will be live on Wednesday night on TBS at Cow Palace and Friday night on TNT at the Cow Palace, which is another legendary wrestling venue.
It is.
Roy Shire and the great California wrestling
Pat
promotions.
Patterson wrestled there quite a bit.
Of course.
Yeah.
And so many of the greats. And it's going to be great to run the Cow Palace for Wednesday Night Dynamite on TBS and Friday Night Rampage on TNT, but also we'll go to the Chase Center and debut there for Revolution, which is shaping up to be the biggest pay-per-view show we've ever done, certainly the biggest main event. To know that you're going to get a 60-minute Iron Man match with the AEW World Championship and MJF versus the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, possibly the greatest technical wrestler of all time. The best technical wrestler in the world today, and certainly one of the most violent and fiery. That's why they call him the American Dragon, and he's the best, and I can't wait to see him finally get 60 minutes with MJF. We've been seeing him on Wednesday nights go at it on TBS week after week, and I cannot wait to see Bryan Danielson versus MJF. And after everything Bryan's gone through to get here, I just cannot wait. 60 minutes, and it's a great value for your money on the pay-per-view too. March 5th, Revolution on Sunday, March 5th. That you know that you're getting a 60-minute match in the main event for sure. But it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds. But I expect it to be a great match, MJF versus Danielson at Revolution.
Yeah, that match this past Wednesday night on Dynamite, Bryan Danielson and Rouge, that was so brutal. You saw Danielson take so much punishment from the bull, the bull, the horn, and all that good stuff, and such a
you mess
great
with
match.
the bull, you get the horns.
That's right.
As Rouge says.
That's right. You got the Guns are now the new tag team champions. We will see what happens there, but it should be a fantastic show. And then look forward to May and Double or Nothing, and before you know it, you'll be starting to work on that. Yeah,
absolutely. But right now, all the focus in AEW is on Wednesday nights on TBS, like tonight if you're listening to us, or Friday nights on TNT, and building to Revolution. We're on the road to Revolution, which is starting the year with such a big pay-per-view, and Revolution, the TV leading up to it year after year has been the best we've done, and some of the best shows we've ever done, including the first Revolution, have been the gold standard of AEW pay-per-views, and I think that we can keep that up with this year's Revolution.
I think you can. He is Tony Khan, the president and CEO of All Elite Wrestling. Tony, a pleasure as always, my friend.
Thanks.
Have a great weekend here in Phoenix, and we'll see you Wednesday night on Dynamite.
Thank you, and see you tonight on Rampage on TNT.
Right.